What's going on, folks? This is Suave. Now, it's been about 1 month since the set One Romance Dawn has released over in Japan, so now the question becomes, has the singles market gone down with the recent reprints, or have these card prices held strong after all this time? There's only one way to find out, so without further ado, let's begin. Now, just a quick reminder, the prices that we're going to be seeing today is not necessarily going to reflect the prices that will be for the English cards when they release in the Western market. However, it does give us a pretty good indication of what cards are going to be sought after. So in the last video we saw the prices about 1 week right after release. The game was pretty fresh, and since then there's been a lot of tournaments, a lot of competitive deck lists have been posted. So we're going to be seeing how that has affected the singles market today. Alright, let's go ahead and start things off with our regular cards. By regular cards, I mean the cards that are not alternative art cards and are not secret rare cards. So the most expensive card that we saw last time was Zoro. Zoro was only $20, but now he's actually gone down a little bit in price, but he's still pretty up there. He's at $18 a piece, and that's still the most expensive regular card that we got going on. There's actually three other cards now that are above $10, and the first one I'm going to be looking at is Law. So Law is actually about the same price as Zoro, which is at both $18 a piece. And then we got Kid and Luffy. So if we're taking a look at this, these are all red and green cards, and the red and green decks, either mono red, mono green, red green, those are all very popular and very competitive decks, and these are the four probably the most used cards in those decks. So we have Kid. Obviously I've been talking a lot about Kid. Kid is just a really big meta defining card. Luffy, you always want to have at least 4 copies of those, because getting 2 Rested Dawn to put them up to 5,000 for just the 2 cost, really amazing value. So these 4 cards are pretty sick. Kid is actually at $13 and Luffy is sitting at $10 a piece. So these are going to be the 4 cards to look out for when we are going to be looking at these releases in the Western market. Alright, let's go ahead and continue on with these alternate art leader cards. So these leader cards, the last time we saw them, it was really only Law, Zoro, and Luffy that were at $20 or above. And I believe it was Law that was at that base $20. That was really the threshold for looking at these cards on our radar. But now things have drastically changed since then. So let's go ahead and bring up King first. King, not a very popular leader. He hasn't really been topping any tournaments, but he has an alternate art leader card, so that makes him pretty rare to pull, and that brings his value up to $15. Not at $20 yet, but a lot closer than what he was last time. Next up we have Crocodile. Crocodile is actually sitting at $35 right now, $15 above Law that what we saw just a few weeks ago. So $35, not bad for Crocodile. Next up we have Kaido, just a cut above Crocodile, sitting at $40 now. People are really starting to want these alternate art leaders. They're kind of hard to pull, and they're nice for your collection, especially if you're a One Piece collector. So Kaido sitting comfortably there at $40. And now we have Oden. Oden is just another cut above Kaido, sitting at $45. So you can see these leaders are just climbing up in value. These just really came out of nowhere. All these cards that we're seeing right now were less than $20 just a few weeks ago. And now we're going to be seeing Doflamingo. Doflamingo is now at $60 by himself. $60 is insane for this one leader card that was just less than $20 not just a few weeks ago. Alright, so now we got the big ones. We got Law, Zoro, and Luffy. So just a point of reference, Law was $20, Zoro was $40, Luffy was $45. Now today, all 3 of these leaders are $85 a piece. The Law went up 4 times in value. The other guys went up 2 times in value. Red Green Luffy isn't even a popular competitive leader to choose. Law is actually competitive in terms of red and green. You don't really see Luffy topping a lot of events, but it is Luffy, and a lot of people want to collect Luffy, especially One Piece collectors. So that's why Luffy is right there at the top with Zoro and Law. So moving on to the rest of the alternate art cards, we have Mihawk. So Mihawk was the first card that we started off with at $30 or above, and Mihawk is actually still at $30 right now. He hasn't really gone up, hasn't really gone down. He's been staying pretty strong. However, there are 2 other cards that have come out of nowhere that come up to match Mihawk over at $30. and that is Doflamingo and Kaido. Both of these cards being very strong and very competitive cards for their respective colors, for blue and for purple. So Doflamingo and Kaido also sitting out there at $30 a piece. And of course, we're not going to forget our boy Sanji. So Sanji was actually sitting at a comfortable $25 just a few weeks ago. He's actually up to $35 now, so that's a big $10 change since then. So Sanji going up in price, like I said, pretty good artwork. He's a Straw Hat character, plus 2000 counter, still a pretty competitive card. Really awesome card there, probably one of the strongest cards in my opinion. But yeah, Sanji up to $35 now a piece. Okay, this next card really came out of nowhere, but justifiably so. He wasn't even on the radar last time, but now alternate art Kid is at $50 a piece. People are really starting to see just how strong Kid is, especially in the competitive scene. So now they want to include Kid in their decks, and he's an alternate art, very strong card. He's a super rare too, and so he's going to be demanding $50 a copy for Eustace Kid. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look at Law. So Law was actually sitting at a good $45 just a few weeks ago. Now he's gone up $10 in price to a total of $55 a piece. Not really surprising, seeing as Law has always been a very strong character, a very strong card, and people are going to be using him a lot in those competitive decks. So Law going up and staying strong at $55 right now. So another card that made that $10 leap was Luffy. So Luffy was pretty much at the top of the mountain at $55. Now he made that $10 jump up to $65 a card. So good job going for Luffy. Obviously it's Luffy, very competitive, very good, really beautiful artwork. So $65 for Luffy. However, there is still one more card that is not a waifu and not a secret rare that is just above Luffy, and that's actually Zoro. So Zoro last time was sitting only at $45 last time, but now Zoro is sitting comfortably at $70. So he went up $25 in price, being the king of the mountain. Now Zoro is obviously one of the strongest cards. We saw him being the most expensive cards in the non-alt art cards. Now he's the most expensive alt art in terms of not being a waifu and not being a secret rare. So Zoro, king of the mountain right now at $70 a card. Alright, you knew it was coming. We're going to be talking about the waifu cards now. So first off, we're going to be talking about Ulti. Ulti, last time we saw her, was sitting at $42, and she's actually still at that price. She hasn't really gone up or down that much. She's still around $42, $43. I think that's mostly because Ulti isn't seeing a whole lot of competitive play, but she is still a very cute character, very cute artwork on this card. So people are going to want to collect her, and that's why she's still sitting at that nice, beautiful price at $42. Okay, next up we have Boa Hancock. Boa Hancock, very powerful card for blue, very beautiful artwork, obviously a fan favorite for a lot of people. Was at $90 before, now she's at $110, so she went up $20 in price. Obviously these alternate art secret super rares are a little bit hard to pull, so people are really wanting to go after these very beautiful ladies. So Boa Hancock sitting at $110 right now. Alright, I don't know how to explain this next one to you all, but it's probably self-explanatory. We're going to be talking Nami. So Nami was sitting neck and neck with Boa Hancock at $90. However, today Nami is demanding $160 for her alternate art card. Now that's pretty ridiculous. It's a $70 jump since the last time we saw her, and it's kind of no surprise for me, only because Nami's a very competitive card, very strong searcher. You're going to be wanting 4 copies of her in all of your red or red-green decks, whatever. Pretty much an auto include right now, and it's just such a beautiful artwork. So yeah, $160 for Nami. Hopefully you all got her. If you are collecting Japanese cards, you all got her before the price jump, because now it's going to be even more painful to buy her. Alright, let's go ahead and finish things off with our secret rares. So first off, we have Yamato. Yamato was sitting at a good $45 last time on her own. However, she went down in price to $35 now, and I think that's mostly because people were probably very excited about her. She's not really an alternate art either, and she's seen a less competitive play, so I think less people are wanting to buy this card, at least in multiples. They probably at least want to get 1 copy of her for their collection, but other than that, that's probably the reason why she's gone down in price. So $35 for Yamato. Following that, we have the alternate art Yamato. So the alternate art Yamato was at $200, but now she's dramatically dropped down to $145. A big, I think, yeah, $55 decrease. And so I think for the same reasons, we're not really seeing people wanting multiple copies of Yamato, really just one copy of her. And I think because she is an alternate art, a very popular character, her price is still pretty up there at 145, but nowhere near that $200 mark that she was at just a few weeks ago. And last but not least, we have Shanks. So Shanks was sitting at a good $30. Now he's, unlike Yamato, he actually went up in price. He's actually at $40 a piece now. So $40 for Shanks, not too bad for the regular secret rare. Let's see how he does with the alternate arts. Now when it comes to his alternate art, Shanks was sitting at $60, and once again there's another $10 price hike. So I think people are really liking to have Shanks in some of their competitive decks. We have been seeing Shanks being included in those red decks. So alternate art Shanks with the red hair pirates logo sitting there at $70 now. And of course the one that people are wondering about is going to be the manga rare Shanks, the one with the manga background, the one that's very rare to pull. Now this Shanks in particular is actually still staying in price about $650, at least from what I've been seeing, both in Hobby Station and in Mercari. UU probably a little bit more expensive, but not too far off from this actually. And so $650 is still the steady price for this particular card. That's gonna do it for today, folks. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about these singles prices, and if you like this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. We're gonna be bringing more content like this in the near future. So with that being said, I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.